Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button, share the videos. Over under week 4. Last week we hit with some money picks, and last week the over-unders helped me hit on the teaser. Stop sleeping on this video. This video is very important. Hit the like button, share the videos. Let's get to this week. I'm feeling really good about it. First game, we got the Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears. The Bears over-under 42.5. I got this going over, and I know a lot of people are flirting with the under, and I understand Chicago's an absolute mess on offense right now. Matt Nagy is an absolute disaster, and you don't even know who's going to be the quarterback. But this Detroit defense, they don't have a lot of talent, but this is going to be a close game going to the fourth quarter. And I think Goff, even though this Bears defense is no joke, they are a very good unit, I think Goff will be able to move this football. And you know what happens when an NFL game is up for grabs in the last 2 minutes. That's where points come, crazy stuff happens, turnovers happen. I got this going over the 42.5. Next game, we got the Washington no-names at the Atlanta Falcons. The over-under is 48. I got this going under. There is a part of me that thinks this Washington defense comes to life. But there's one thing I can guarantee. Taylor Heineke's not a starting level quarterback in this league. And I know it makes a good Hallmark card. It's good for, an ESPN short documentary, 10 minutes, Heineke journeyman. But this Heineke stuff is coming to a close. Atlanta has problems on defense, but they're going to come and compete. They're going to play physical. Atlanta's offense, I think they play decent. I don't think they get going. That's why I think the over-under of 48 is an under. Next game, we got the Jacksonville Jags at the Cincinnati Bengals. Thursday night football, over-under 46. I got this going over, but this is one I can't get a read on, and I'll just go to the comment section for you guys. You guys know I always have reads, and I got more of a read on the Jacksonville plus 7.5 than I do on the over-under. I have no read on this 46. As of right now, I'm going to go over because I think Trevor Lawrence plays better than people think, and we know Joe Burrow, he has magic in that arm. I think both quarterbacks have magic, and I think we actually see a little bit on Thursday Night Football. I know a lot of people are downtrodden this game, but I think it'll be a good game. Next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs, Big Red at the Philadelphia Eagles, returning home. The over-under is 54.5. I got this going under because I don't know if the Chiefs have a dance partner. Now, I know it is like light switch brain thinking. Chiefs game, over, under, over, like a robot. I understand. And those are what we call betting fundamentals. But I'm going under here. Yes, I think the Chiefs play well. I think the over-under for the Chiefs individually is 30.5 points. I think they will go over that. But I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if this Philadelphia team is a dance partner. That offensive game plan against the Dallas Cowboys was preposterous. It was naive and it was ineffective. I worry about the coaching of the Eagles putting Hurts in the right position. I'm going under here because of Hurts and this Eagles offense more than the Chiefs and Big Red coming back. Next game, we got the Houston Texans at the Buffalo Bills. The over-under is 47. Money. I got this going over. Now, this isn't a huge money pick or anything, but I think Houston puts up some points. And if anyone watched that game last week against Washington, the Bills tried to keep Washington in the game. You saw the bad special teams play. I think Houston and Davis Mills, they come to compete. They come to fight. I'm not saying anything about the 16.5, but I am saying stuff about the over-under. I think they're able to lay up some points on the board. I think they squeak out 17 to 21 points. We have to remember garbage time is real and garbage time is a thing. But when you have a young, focused team like the Texans, they like putting up points in garbage time because they're not going to quit. I think the Bills offense, I think they roll. I think they they figure things out. And the Texans defense actually doesn't look that bad, but they just spend so much time on the field. Eventually, the Bills are going to explode with 21, 24 points in a 4 or 5 minute period. And they did it against Washington. Washington has a better defense. I got the over, and it's a damn money pick. Next game, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams. Over under is 55. Money, money, money. Money. I don't want to wear out the money picks and do them 2 in a row, but that's just how it came up. I got this going under on the 55. And I know everyone thinks Murray, Stafford, McVay, Cliff Kingsbury, yes, that means shootout. Yes, that means high octane. Yes, that means ball moving downfield at rapid pace. We understand that. But everyone is underestimating both of these defenses. First of all, don't ever underestimate Chandler Jones and act like you understand football. And then another thing that I am worried about and why this is going to go under, I don't think this Arizona offensive line is ready to mash. I don't think they are. And when you play the Rams, when you play in these NFC West division games, you have to be physical. You have to bring the hammer. You can't be the nail. And I just wonder what's Donald going to do in this interior? Is Kyler going to be able to get in rhythm and get some easy passes off? Or are the Rams going to go press, put on the mask, and go hard from the first second to the end? We'll see. We'll see what the Rams do. I got this going under, and I also think this zone of defense comes and competes better than people think. Next game, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. The over-under is 52.5. I got this going under, and it's the same methodology. This NFC West is tight, and they got a lot of good coaches. And whenever things get tight in this league, whenever a playoff atmosphere shows up, it normally comes in the way of physicality and domination, and that tends to push games under. I think Seattle, they try to run the ball more. I don't think Seattle can block Bosa and company and D Ford. That's why I think they got to run it. As for San Fran, they got to run it too. Jimmy G's not going to make enough plays. I think Jimmy G lets him down. Now, I understand why this over is appealing, especially from a San Fran perspective. You have Jimmy G. You are moving the ball well. And this is a Seattle team that got carved up by Kirk Cousins, and they look like they just are 2 or 3 good players short on defense. I still got this going under due to tempo of game. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Denver Broncos. The over-under is 49, and I got a money pick here, and this isn't one that I'm all that excited about, but I'll walk you through the fundamentals, and I was surprised I even wanted to put the money sign next to it, but hear me out. Maybe I'm crazy. So I got Baltimore. Last week, their offense was stagnant, and against Detroit, you should be putting up more points. I don't care if you're on the road. I don't care if you're playing in the middle of Africa. You need to put up more points than that. I think Baltimore's offense will have some say. I think they'll have to run the ball, obviously, because you don't want to try to block Von Miller all day. And as for the Broncos, I do think the Ravens' defense shuts them down. Yes, I do. But I do think the Broncos are able to put up some points. And you have to remember the over-under at 44 is rather low. I think this is a 27-20 game, 24-20 game. I think at the very worst, you get a push out of this. Next game, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Green Bay Packers. The Steelers are kind of limping in here. The over-under is 45.5, and I'm going under. And I think we see some sort of response out of the Steelers. I'm not expecting too much out of the offense, but I am expecting this defense to come out and play quality football. I am expecting this defense to try to get in Aaron Rodgers' way. And whenever you have TJ Watt, you got a shot at doing that. And whenever you have Mike Tomlin, you know you have a good game plan. And as for the Steelers' offense, I don't think they do much. The Packers' defense has their problems. Are they vulnerable? Absolutely. Are the Steelers in a position to take advantage of that? Absolutely not. I got this going under. Next game, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brady At New England, Foxborough, over under 49.5. I got this going under because I don't think I don't think this Patriots offense can come to tango. It was the same rationale last week when I went under in the Saints-Patriots game. I didn't think Mac Jones was up for it. But this is not an attack on Mac Jones. This is an attack on Bill Belichick. This is an attack on the whole organization. The Patriots do not have enough talent on that team, and signing veterans over 30 like Jonnu Smith and all that stuff and Kyle Van Noy, it's not enough in this league, and it's not enough. And you look at this receiving core from the Patriots. How are they going to go up against a very physical defensive backfield of Tampa Bay? And I know Tampa Bay has injuries, but Tampa Bay has the most depth in the NFL. I think everyone would agree to that, even those who are lower on the Buccaneers than me. So you look at this game and you look at Mac Jones, I don't think he does much. We know Brady's going to come in here. He's going to be proficient. Belichick will make a stand against him. Belichick will have a great game plan. I think maybe in the first half, Brady struggles a little bit. Then in the second half, he completely takes out that belt and gives Belichick a whooping, a Texas-style whooping. Something that is going to be very nasty on national TV. I think this is personal for Brady. I don't want to be melodramatic, but I really do think this is personal for Brady. I got this going under. This is just, I don't trust this Patriots offense. Next game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders, Monday Night Football at the Chargers. I believe it's Monday night. Over under 52.5. I got this going over, just barely. I was back and forth on this. Now, I think both defenses play well, but I think this is a very close game, and I think you're going to see a lot of points in the second half. I'm really curious to see how Herbert works against this Raiders defense. Will the Raiders continue getting the pass rush? Chargers offense has been pass blocking better this year. As for the Raiders, what's Josh Jacobs going to do? What is his role in the offense, and how much are they going to have to rely upon Carr? I'm not sure about Josh Jacobs' health. That's why I think the Raiders take a more passing attack, and that's why I think this game opens up in the second half. All right, let me get to the next game. We got the Tennessee Titans at the New York Jets. The over-under is 46. I got this going under for the same methodology as the Bucs and Patriots. The Jets are a non-functioning entity at this point, and say what you will about Zach Wilson, but this is a non-functioning entity, and putting some lipstick on the pig with Robert Saleh isn't enough to save this. This is an absolute destruction and chaos. They got injuries, but it's not even about the injuries. They're just unorganized, and they're not ready to do this. I think the Titans put out their points. They're going to get plenty of opportunities, but I don't think the Jets put up more than 10 points. That's why I'm going under. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Minnesota Vikings. The over-under is 51.5. I got this going over. And yes, the Vikings defense did show signs, especially in the second half against Russell America Wilson last week. Yes, I will give them a round of applause, but I don't think they're tough enough to stop Nick Chubb. I think this Browns team comes in with a little bit of an attitude. Stefanski, ex-offensive coordinator with Mike Zimmer. I don't think they like each other. They're different types of human beings. One's kind of like rural kind of guy, like at your veterans club. Stefanski is Ivy League. So it's just different philosophies. But I think the Browns are the more physical team in this game. I think they run it really well. Dalvin Cook should be back. But even if Dalvin Cook's back, Madison gave the Vikings a pretty good running attack. And whenever you talk about the Vikings, you have to talk about Thielen and Jefferson. They are explosion. They will put up points. The Vikings are good for 24 points this game. Unfortunately for my Minnesota Vikings, I do see the Browns putting up more, and I do see the Browns entering the 30 range. Now, the Vikings could chase them there, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot more resistance on this Browns defense than there is on the Vikings defense, although the Vikings do have elite players on defense, but this is more about Mike Zimmer and my skepticality of he. Next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Miami Dolphins, over under. That's a 43. I'm going over. I think Wentz has something to say, but I think Brissett, my man Brissett, Jacoby Brissett, I think he has something to say about this, and I told you he was an upgrade on Tua, and I wasn't trolling. I wasn't trying to be a shock jock. I was just talking X's and O's, and I think you'll see Miami's offense flourish with it. I think you'll see more involvement from the wide receivers. Yes, you're not going to get the read option look, but that wasn't working all that well for Miami's offense. Now, I know when you talk about a good Colts defense and a good Miami defense, Flores versus Frank Reich. Yes, I understand. The fundamentals tell you to go under. Close game, fourth quarter. This pushes over. Two teams with a lot to prove. Two quarterbacks with a lot to prove. I think this goes over, and you have to mention the heat of Miami. The players still aren't in prime condition. In the second half of Miami, that's where you see a lot of points, especially early in the year. Go over here. Next game, we got the Carolina Panther, Matt Rule, at the Dallas Cowboys. Them boys, the over-under is 50.5 or 50, depending on wherever you place your bet. I haven't made up my mind on this. I am going to go under because I think Carolina's defense shows up. But I'll tell you what, with DeMarcus Lawrence injured, I don't know. Dan Quinn's doing a phenomenal job covering up the scars of this Cowboys defense, but I just wonder how long it can last, how long it will last. I'm going under here, but I think Darnold could have a big day, and if Darnold's having a big day, then it forces this into shootout mode. Let's be realistic. Last game of the weekend, week 4, we got the New York Giants at the New Orleans Saints. The over-under is 43.5. Money, money, money. Money. I got this going under. You got Daniel Jones. It doesn't seem like he showed up this year. Doesn't seem like this Giants offensive line has gotten much better. But Daniel Jones isn't helping them. You can't just blame the offensive line. Saquon coming back has added a little bit of verb invigoration. They obviously need that. But I don't think either of these teams are on the ball this game. Well, say what you will about the Giants, but one thing they do well is they stop the run and they have a physical front seven. One reason why the Saints beat the living hell out of the Patriots last week was because they were able to run the ball and stop the run. I think the Saints stopped the run this game, but I don't think they're able to pound the Giants. Therefore, this is going to be a low-scoring game. This is going to be very, very physical. You want to see the Giants show up, but you can't really bet on their offense. And their offense isn't even all that good anyways. Like, even if Daniel Jones shows up, is he really going to put up more than like 20 points against the Saints defense at this point without turnover help? Jameis can always give that to you, but Sean really has him on the leash. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. Check out my Patreon, link in description. I post every bet I make there. I was 4-1 on bets last week. Why aren't you there yet? Let's get this money.